This is the Power Platform Daily Brief from CRM Audio for Friday, June 7th, 2019. What you need to know about the Power Platform today in 10 minutes or less. I'm Brad Kuntz. Today we catch back up with Kylie Kiser for our Friday Power Conversation. But first, a quick headline from Microsoft. Yesterday they announced their 2019 Partner of the Year award winners. I won't go through the entire list, and I'm sure that you will be seeing some well-deserved self-congratulations on social media in the coming days, but would highlight some of the ones that are really focused on the Power Platform and Dynamics. So just a quick shout out to Dynamics 365 for customer service. Winner is Power Objects. Dynamics 365 for field service. Winner Hitachi Solutions. Dynamics 365 for F&O, Sunrise Technologies. Dynamics 365 for sales, SA Global. And Dynamics 365 for talent, 4Vision HR Plus. Down into some of the more direct Power Platform areas, the Power BI Partner of the Year is Nihilent. They are out of Pune, India. The Power Apps winner was Catapult Systems. And that is about it for that. There's a whole lot of different country winners. There are some industry-specific areas too. So there's a whole bunch of them. Like I said, I'm sure you'll be hearing about those later. Congratulations to the winners, and certainly all the folks on the CRM Audio Network. I know that they're with a lot of the partners that we just announced. So without further ado, we did talk to Kylie Kiser a few weeks ago. We had another opportunity to catch up with her for the Friday Power Conversation. So here's the rest of that conversation. Kylie, welcome. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So this is the Friday Power Conversation, and we just want to spend a couple of minutes talking about asking you some questions and getting your perspective on the world of the Power Platform.
All right, sounds great.
So first, with a couple of questions. First of all, recent spring announcements. I think we all, we probably all didn't read the entire release announcement and all the notes. I think maybe Joel has, but maybe not everybody. But the highlights of the spring release announcements, you know that there are some really great things coming down the pipe. Some of them have already been released. What do you think was the most impactful thing that was announced?
Well, personally, it's a huge document and lots of great features, and I don't even know where to start reviewing it. But I think one of the things that I was really interested in that I saw in there was about the public preview feature where you can publish your flows or design your flows in Visio. I really want to learn a lot more about this and play with that because I already, generally when you're working with workflows, I would recommend for new admins to start with Visio before creating it in Dynamics 365 so they can learn really what they're trying to do and apply their business knowledge. So it's going to be really interesting to see how we can kind of take those existing diagrams and magically turn them into flow and turn it into more powerful automation.
Yeah, I'm excited about that one as well. I'm really anxious to get my hands on it, and I think if it does what it's described to do, I think it's going to be a huge time saver, especially on some of these more complex projects that we work on.
Yeah, that's the key. If it does what it's described to do, for sure.
Right, and the devil's always in the details, so we'll see. So tell us about the first time you worked with Dynamics or any predecessor products, and what was the version, and what kind of things were you doing with the platform?
Sure. So I started working with CRM back in the 4.0 days, and we talked about this a little bit last week, but I was kind of in a PM apprentice position, and we were using CRM to bring in data from across the organization at this university so that people at the call center could see data from kind of the student database, but also be able to record their communications in one centralized place and see communications that were going on with other departments. And so a lot of this was for me learning just the basic features of CRM, but also we were doing a lot of workflows. So I was learning how to do that kind of stuff and doing a lot of training for new users coming on. And we did an upgrade back then from 4.0 to 2011 and kind of had to go through and train 1,500 users again, which if that's not a way to solidify your knowledge of the product, then I don't know what is.
Right. That's great.
But I think it's crazy to see looking at what we were doing back then on the 4.0 days, even compared to 2011 was such a huge jump. And now to see what's going on with D365 online and then the Power Platform, it's just crazy. And I think back then we were just so happy to get solutions and be able to move our workflows in a solution and move changes like that. And now to think about how much more powerful it is now is just it's just crazy.
So next question, tell us, what is your favorite travel technology? What's the thing that you can't do without when you're on the road?
Well, I'm definitely a bit of an old lady, so I've just started using mobile apps to like check in, and this is like revolutionary for me that I can change my seat assignment the morning of my flight and have this mobile boarding pass. And I know this has been around for so long, but for me, it's just been within the last few months that I've started using it. But really, the thing I can't travel without now is I have noise canceling headphones, and now when I wear them on the plane, I don't know how I traveled with the normal headphones before that.
Right, I agree with you on the mobile headphones. We've asked that question a lot, and I think you are the first person that say that the airline app was the first top of mind travel tech. That's great. So next question, what's your preference, Contoso, Adventureworks, or Fabricam?
I think I like the Adventureworks demo and data because I always I have never worked in a service type organization. So when you see these like bike repair examples, it's really interesting to me. And I'm just so interested in these service organizations and imagining what it would be like to use these different features in that way. I think it's just so different from what I've done in most of my experience that it helps put a new spin and a new perspective on a lot of those things.
Yeah, Adventureworks seems like it would be a fun place to work, a fun place to shop. I want to go to Adventureworks. It looks great. And I've said this before about Contoso. I think they're hiding something. I think there's something evil going on at Contoso, and I just don't want to have anything to do with them. So
Yeah, I think they're probably a little snobby, whereas Adventureworks knows every part I've ever bought for my bike. They
right,
have all my cases recorded. Like they have really good customer service. I can tell.
right. Next question, what is your best mobile productivity hack?
Well, I was thinking about this before our talk today, and I realized most of my mobile apps are just time wasters, not really time savers. But I do use like Hootsuite for a lot of social media and to schedule posts and things like that. So this is really helpful for me, and this is a time saver for me to remember that to promote my chapter meetings and webinars or other events that I'm involved in.
Yeah, okay. Next question, what is your favorite board game?
Well, my husband is obsessed with board games. So if you've been reading my recent blog series, you might have seen a picture snapshot of some of them. So, and our collection just keeps growing from that. But my favorite game is this game called Just Desserts. So this is a game where basically you feed people their favorite sweets to meet specific requirements. So it's really quick and fun. And then at the end, I just want to eat pie. So, I mean, there's no complaints.
Okay, and we'll put a link to Just Desserts in the show notes so people can check that out.
For sure.
The next part is a thing we called buy or sell, and this is when we talk about a particular thing, and you say if it was a stock, would you buy it or sell it, or in some cases even hold it?
Okay, sounds good.
So first one, non-developers writing Power Apps.
Definitely say buy. I love giving non-developers such as myself more power. I think it does require more technical skills and understanding, but I think non-developers can at least get a good start. And then if they get to a point that they need help, then that's where they can bring in their more technical friends as needed to help kind of with the finishing pieces.
Next question, polymorphic lookup fields.
I'm going to say hold for now. I think this is definitely needed, but it sounds like there are still some limitations, which would make it difficult for, I guess, a citizen developer such as myself. So I think I need to wait until I know more to make a decision.
Okay, and once again, this is a topic that that we have discussed. Joel has actually discussed on this show at great length in some previous episodes. So we'll put a link to that as well if somebody likes some more detail on that. The last subject, workflows in Dynamics 365, buy or sell.
Definitely buy. I love workflows, and even with Flow, I still love workflows. I know that Flow is starting to take over from workflows, or there's more things that they can both do, but I still think there's going to be a place for both of them for some time. I think especially when we think about on-premise customers, I think on-premise is going to exist for a while, and so workflows will be a big part for them. But also, if there's any automation that you're only doing inside of CRM, it might not make sense to bring in Flow just yet. But I think so. I think we're still good on workflows.
Kylie Kiser, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
That's all for today's Power Platform Daily Brief. Power on.